What's going on, everyone? Thanks for coming back for another video. I hope you're all happy and healthy during this pandemic era that we're in. Today, I have the Amazon Fire HD10, the 9th generation, and the latest generation as of the making of this video. I just wanted to do a unboxing. I've had this for a couple weeks, but I wanted to show you the original unboxing. I'm going to do a review and kind of tell you what I like and what I don't like about this. And then I'm just going to do a recommendation. Who should buy this? Who should stay away? So kind of like all Fire tablets, the unboxing experience is not something to write home about. I mean, we're not talking a iPad Pro unboxing or a Surface Pro or something like that. This is very basic. But I think something that we're going to have to keep in mind throughout this entire review is that this is a 10.1 inch full HD tablet for 150 bucks, which means that they're going to have to cut costs in certain areas. If the packaging or the unboxing experience is a little bit less stellar than some other tablets, I'm just fine if that means saving some money. So again, this is really simple. You just rip off the plastic, open up the box. There's a tab here. You pull out the entire tablet along with this cardboard box that has a cutout of the Prime logo on it, or Amazon logo. And inside that little cardboard box is the power adapter, the power cord, and then some user manuals. And the last thing to do is just to rip off this plastic from the tablet and pull it out. And then this is your Fire HD10 tablet. Now, if you've ever felt or used a Fire HD tablet before, this feels extremely similar to that. In fact, I don't know if they've changed up the design hardly at all. I mean, besides moving some buttons around and that sort of thing, or the inputs, I mean, it's been pretty much the same. Top is glass, the back is plastic, colored plastic for a long time. And while this doesn't feel as premium as, say, an iPad Pro does, or an iPad, or a Surface Pro, or Samsung, this, for a lack of a better term, feels solid. And I mean that in a great way, meaning that there is no loose parts. It doesn't feel like it's going to break if you drop it. It's nice and lightweight. It feels good in the hand. It's comfortable to hold. I still like this design, even though it doesn't feel quite as premium. All right, so let's just rattle off a few specs of this tablet. Again, 10.1 inch Full HD 1920 by 1200 display. It has a MediaTek octa-core processor that is clocked in at 2 gigahertz, has only 2 gigabytes of RAM, dual band AC Wi-Fi, has a 2 megapixel front and rear camera, comes in at 1.11 pounds, and is rated at 12 hours of battery life. And I got the 32 gigabyte model. There is also a 64 gigabyte model, but this does have expandable storage. So if you have an SD card like me, you can add up to 512 gigabytes of expandable storage to this. And everything's kind of located at the top of this tablet. You have the volume rocker that's on the top, a headphone jack, microphone, and then the charging port is USB-C, and then the power sleep button is on the top as well. You have 2 speaker grills that are on the left side when you're holding it in portrait mode. And these speakers are not the best. They're just fine for watching movies, for watching TV shows, and they do get loud enough, but when it comes to listening to music, you're gonna notice that they are a little bit tingy and they aren't gonna have much bass at all. And the problem with having both speakers on one side of the tablet is that if you set this up wrong and have the speakers aimed towards your lap or to the ground, they do get muffled pretty easily, so you have to make sure that they're definitely aiming up when you're watching shows or listening to music. As for cameras, so the camera on the back of this is really bad. I mean, there's no way of disguising it. It's a 2 megapixel camera. It's very choppy. It doesn't look good. But then again, who really takes a lot of photos or videos with their tablet? So that's not a huge deal for me that's a bad camera on the back. The one on the front is also 2 megapixels and it's 720p, so it's just fine for video calls or anything like that. And setup is really simple. I mean, they walk you through everything that you need to do. You connect to your Amazon account, you download some software updates, accept terms and conditions, kind of like you do with any other tablet setup, and you're in and up and running within 15 minutes. All right, so I've been using this for a couple weeks now, and I just want to kind of go over the things that I like and things that I don't like to see if the things that I don't like are a deal breaker to you, or if the things that I like really sway you to make this purchase. And the thing that I really like right off the bat is the price. Now, I got this, again, 32 gigabytes for $149. I checked Amazon today, and it is on sale for $79, $70 off. So I'll put a link in the description. Check that out now. Hopefully you can catch that sale while it's still going. But even at $149, this is still less than half the price of the lowest iPad. So if this thing is even somewhat capable, it's easy to recommend this for very basic users and kids. just because of the price. And the second thing I really like is the screen. Now, it's 1920 by 1200. It's full HD. It's nice and colorful. It gets nice and bright. You can use this outside. Even though the screen is pretty reflective, you can still use this outside. The touchscreen is nice and responsive. Overall, I think the screen is what sells this for most of people. I mean, you're not buying this for its processing or 2 gigabytes of RAM or anything else. You're buying this because it has a full HD screen for a very low cost. Battery life has also been great for me as well. Some people have mentioned that they see a lot of drain when it's on standby. I haven't had that issue personally, and I think maybe a software update might have fixed that, but I am getting 8 to 9 hours of battery life on a charge. Also, I love the inputs. I love that they are USB-C for charging. You can also add a ton of different adapters and storage options with USB-C. So that's awesome that they went there. The iPad still doesn't have USB-C. That's still on the Lightning port. So you get USB-C on this, which is great. You also get, like I said before, the expandable storage. Again, something that you won't get on any iPad is the expandable storage. And you can add up to 512 gigabytes of micro SD storage to this, which makes buying the lowest tier model much easier because you can always upgrade later on. And the Amazon App Store is good. It's a little bit limited, but you'll still find most of the most popular apps in it. But what you can do, and it's pretty simple, is you can sideload the Google Play Store on this, and it's very simple, and I'll put a link in the description below on how you do that, but you can put the Google Play Store on this, and that opens up thousands more of apps that you can download, thousands of more games that you can play. It makes this a full-on Android tablet. Now, some things that I'm not exactly thrilled about, and I want to preface this by saying that, again, I fully understand that this is a very cheap tablet, and you have to know what you're getting into and what you're going to be using this for before you buy it, but I just want to point out some things that I've noticed in using this. And first, I have to point out the processing power of this. And again, I am not trying to do anything out of the ordinary. I am just scrolling through apps, going in and out of apps and that sort of thing. So I'm not doing anything I wouldn't expect this thing to handle, but I still notice some stuttering, some hiccuping, some freezing, going in and out of apps, scrolling. And I think it's the combination of probably the processor and the 2 gigabytes of RAM. That's a very low RAM that it's not going to handle multitasking. Having a bunch of apps open, switching in and out of apps a lot is going to make this thing slow down and kind of stutter and jitter a little bit. So that's definitely why. And while I do like the screen, it is extremely reflective. So I would probably shy away from using this in any direct light or outside as much as possible because it is going to be tough. You're going to see a lot of reflections instead of the screen. I'm also not a huge fan of having all the buttons and all the inputs at the very top. I would have rather had the volume buttons on the side, the headphone jack on the bottom, because when you're using this in portrait mode, the headphone jack is on top, and so the cord kind of hangs down in the middle of the screen. And then same thing with the USB-C port is on the top, so if you're trying to use this while charging, you kind of have a wire in the way at all times. So a little nitpicky, but it's just some things I kind of wish they would have done a little bit different. But overall, I think this is a good tablet, and especially considering the price, I think it's a great tablet. And that is for specific people, and I'll kind of get into who I recommend this to. So if you're looking for a tablet strictly to consume content, do lightweight things like emailing and internet browsing and social media, maybe play lightweight games. You're not wanting to play super intensive, heavy graphic games, but more of like your Minecraft or Angry Birds or something along that lines, this would be a great tablet for you. Or someone that travels a lot that just wants a tablet to watch a show or a movie on the plane or something like that. And at $149 or potentially a lot cheaper if you find it on sale, you're not going to be super worried about this getting bumped around on the flight or in your bag. And I think one of the bigger markets for this tablet is going to be for kids. And actually, when you set this up, you can add a kid profile, which basically limits their ability to download apps or games or add some parental controls on there for you so that your kid doesn't get into things that they shouldn't be. But again, they probably would be using this to do a lot of the same things an adult light user would use this for, meaning they would use this to watch videos or movies or TV shows, do light games, maybe research their homework on the internet. And basically what I'm saying is that this is a content consumption machine, not a productivity machine. If you're getting this Amazon Fire HD 10 and hoping to get a lot of work done on this, you should really think twice. Because if you start trying to multitask too much, open up a ton of apps, try to do too much intensive gaming, you're going to have a bad experience because this processor and this amount of RAM will not be able to keep up with you. And if you look at most of the bad reviews of this product, you'll kind of find the same common theme, is that people are just trying to do too much on this device. And it's simply not built for that. Like I said, this is a content consumption device. So keep that in mind when you're looking at this product. If you're looking for something that you can consume a lot of videos, TV shows, movies, light gaming, light tasks, this will probably be a very good purchase for you. But anything more than that, you should really think about bumping up to something like an iPad, a Samsung, a Surface Pro, something that can handle a little bit more of that multitasking, a little bit more of that productivity. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up. I hope this helps you better understand who this product's for. Hopefully it helps you make a buying decision. I really appreciate everyone who likes, watches, subscribes, comments, anything like that. If you have a question about the Amazon Fire HD 10, put them in the comments. I'll get to them. Again, thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next video.